You don't need to fill your entire image with graphite. Hold your photograph up to the light to see the other side of the picture. You only need to fill the sections you plan on tracing. You do not need to fill the sections you are going to trace with the darkest tone possible. Making this section extremely dark will not make the tracing any better. Secure your photograph to the blank piece of paper you have been given using 4 strips of masking tape. Trace over your photograph using a pen and not a sharp pencil. Do not include the mouth as you will stick a patch over it later. Stick a patch over your mouth and forehead area. This is to replicate Frank Auerbach's head of EOW. Frank Auerbach would overwork his portraits so much that they would eventually rip and need to be repaired. Draw back your lines that you can no longer see because you stuck a patch over them. To make the patch more obvious later in the video, I smudged the edges with my fingers, which had been filled up with charcoal. Apply black charcoal to your portrait, going up and down to fill the spaces as quickly as you can. The background should be your darkest tone. This is to help you stand out from the background. Next, move on to the darkest tone in your portrait. If your hair is black, this will need to be the next area you work on. For the person I used, the next darkest tone was her blazer. To show there is a gap between her hair and neck, I added darker tones than her blazer. To add lighter tones to any area using charcoal, you need to add a small amount of charcoal to an area and smudge it with your fingers or blending stub. I added some charcoal to her cheeks to make her look thinner. This made her look malnourished. Next, I worked around the eyes, and after I shaded in her iris and pupils. apply small amounts of lightly smudged charcoal around the edges of the nose. This will make your nose look three-dimensional. Hair has form and mass. Avoid drawing the individual strands of hair. Instead, find the darkest areas of your hair and shade them in first. After, work on the middle tones and blend them into the highlighted areas.